So now we've prepared our data set. We've taken our data and labeled it. We've applied the pre-processing and looked at what kind of pre-processing makes sense. We can move on to the training. The first thing that we do is make sure that we're connected to the right account. So I'm going to switch to my Imagimob Cloud account, and now I'm going to navigate to the training tab. So this training tab essentially has all of the machine learning functionality that you see. So what you're seeing already in the project file is some data, some model architectures that we've added into our project, and these are convolutional 1D models. If you select any one of these models, then you get some information about them. And then at the bottom, you have different options for building your models. So the first thing that we're going to look at is the model wizard. And the model wizard essentially allows you to generate different models even if you don't have much experience with machine learning and model building. The first option that you see is the ability to select what kind of hardware that you want to target. And the next option is being able to select the family type. So at any point in time, you can always click on the question mark to get more information about what these settings actually do. The important ones to keep in mind is the model family, so selecting what kind of models you want to have. And here we select the convolutional 1D LSTM. You can also select the model size and the optimization. So in this case, we're going to optimize for speed. And then an important option is this append models. And what this does is that it adds the newly generated models onto the existing lists. So you can see that we start with 4 models, then we hit OK, and we're going to have 8 models. So 4 convolutional 1D and for convolutional 1D with LSTM layers. And that's essentially all you need to actually start training a model. So then you just hit start new training job, make sure that you've selected the right team, and then hit OK. So you can see that with this training machine learning models can be quite easy. And in the bottom left hand side, you can see that now it's sending the data up to the cloud to train the model. Here it's important to make sure that just start training models right from the beginning, because the models will direct you in the right direction. So you can see from where the models perform well and where they perform badly, where you should focus your efforts and what kind of data and what kind of pre-processing you need to apply. So we looked at how you can easily get some machine learning models into your project, but this is using our model wizard, the algorithm that generates different architectures. For more advanced machine learning users, there's always the possibility of diving into the details. So first of all, you can show layer details. This allows you to look and get more information of your different layers and get access to the parameters. So you can always fine tune different things. You can set different activation functions and things like that. You can also visualize the layer library. So this gives you access to all the different layers that are available within the platform. So you can see here the convolutional 1D, 2D. You can see the GRU units, the LSTM, and of course there's also the dense layers. And here, every single one of these is customizable with different parameters that you can fill in. So what we just did now was that we added one of these layers, and you can see that automatically updates all the shapes accordingly. Another thing that we can do is we can add an already trained model into our project. So here we have this already trained TensorFlow model, and we're going to add it. And we have different options for adding this model. We can do training, where we retrain all the different layers in the model. We can do fine-tuning and transfer learning, where we unlock some of the layers and lock the other ones. But we can also do evaluation, which means that we log all the layers and only use the model to do testing and benchmarking. So we add this and we get a warning. Of course, we changed the preprocessor, and this model was trained with a different preprocessor. So this will have an impact on the model performance, but we're going to do it anyway just to show how it would look like. Finally, we will also send this model for training. So this will send all of these list of 8 and then the 9th model, which we will use for benchmarking and evaluation. So not only can you change the architecture parameters and the different layers, but you can also change how the model is trained. So for example, you can set the epochs, the learning rate, the weight decay, things like that. You also can actually use custom class weights. So maybe you want to train some of your models with different kinds of weights. And when you're using the model wizard, you can also adjust it by going to the training tab.